Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, Jason Dedeker, it's the next 100. How are we doing today?
This is Drunk Bible Study 101. This is your freshman year intro course to Drunk Bible Study.
So what the heck was all that
welcome.
before? What was the previous 100? What was that?
Oh, it was just like the prereqs, I guess. It was kind of like
Wow.
the AP class that you take in high school when you're getting ready.
Or like our college preparatory courses, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be handing out the syllabus. Bear in mind, your first paper is due in 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Grade on a curve. I only give out a set number of A's in this class, so you got to fight for them.
I know you do. Yeah, that's true. It's probably
We're not
going to
surprised.
May. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're not surprised by
Wow.
any
Okay,
of this.
101, starting the next batch of 100 episodes. The next season?
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Is this season 2? It's kind of unfortunate that season 2 lands right in the middle of like a book.
That's true.
It's not like
That's
a clean
true.
break, but
No,
you know,
I think it's
whatever.
more realistic
fine.
that we've done like 16 seasons up to this point, because I think season breaks with the books makes more sense.
Yeah, you're
That
right.
makes sense.
Because each book has a different theme song. It's a clear break. I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
Dedeker, do your sword thing. Is it swords? What is it? So name off all the books that we've done so far.
Are your
What is
sword
it called?
drills?
My sword
That's
drills?
it, sword drills.
Sword
Yeah.
drills are different.
Oh, crap. Okay, fine. We'll name off all the books that we've done so far. Because you said 15,
Okay,
and I'm
well-
like, I don't think it's been that many.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what? So that's the first 5 in the Torah. So Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Then we got Joshua, Judges, Ruth, and we're at 1 Samuel. So that's nine.
And
nine
we did,
books.
And we did
9?
Job.
Oh, and we did Job. Okay.
This is our
Okay,
yeah,
so
10th.
10. So this is season 10 that we're on?
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
on season 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
We're on season
What a
10.
successful
Cool.
show.
Yeah. I know. It's been running. It's like going to be ER.
Yeah.
It'll be like Grey's Anatomy.
Jace,
Right.
can you describe what a sword drill is to Emily?
So the sword drill kind of works the other way around. It's where you're given a book and a chapter and a verse, and you have to find it before everyone else. Like, be the fastest to find that in the Bible. So you have to kind of know what order the books are in, so you can flip to it real quick.
Yeah.
I was never good at that.
Oh,
I
was
bet
good at sword
Dedeker was
drills.
amazing at it,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Oh, I was so good.
Of course she was. Yeah.
And like the youth pastor or the Sunday school teacher, whoever it was, they'd always do the kind of like, they really draw it out. They'd be like, okay, you need to read a verse in 1 Kings chapter 16,
And you're already kind of like,
verse 17. Or sometimes they'd go in the wrong order. They'd be like, okay, it's going to be verse 17
oh man, yeah.
in Judges chapter 2, and then all these little kids are just like,
then
flurrying,
what?
rustling of pages.
You tear through the book and then you read it. You're like, and then God
You
said,
tear it apart. You tear the book apart.
tear through it.
Pages
you
are
know?
flying.
you like
Yeah.
raise your hand when you got to it.
Yeah,
and
you raise your
read
hand,
it
or
first.
we'd stand up, and it was like the first person to stand up and read
Right.
it would get
I
You're like
see.
Hermione.
they get
Yeah, I
great
see.
honor. Oh, it's a
I
very
love it.
Hermione centric, not Hermione centric. Hermione would be great at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
sure. I love
It's
it.
funny. It's funny because it reminds me a little bit of something that we did in music history class, which were called needle drop tests. But that's kind of a
yeah.
different thing, and that's where they play you just a random excerpt from a song, and you have to identify, if not the name of the song, at least who the composer was and what period it was written in, like what year
Yeah.
range. Yeah.
Nice.
Oof.
I love it. Whew,
I was
tough
also
times.
I was only so at those. Better than I was at sword drills, but still.
Not great. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
Yeah.
needle drop tests, Emily, do you remember what happened last time we were reading this book?
Oh, let me say because we didn't write it down, and we didn't talk about it. I see cakes and I see casting.
No, that
tells me nothing.
That
tells
not
me
the right
truly
notes.
nothing.
Now, remember,
we had some stuff with Saul. Saul did some stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Saul was involved. I'm going to drop in a hint
what I got.
that
Okay.
we got introduced to Saul's son, Jonathan.
Yes.
And his good buddy.
Oh yeah,
maybe
that
played
guy.
by Vin Diesel. Not really though, because Vin Diesel's too old for the role. But his buff armor bearer.
Yes, the armor bearer, and they were doing. Oh yeah, didn't they they bottlenecked some people and they killed them, and then something happened where they almost got in trouble and they almost were gonna die, but then they didn't.
Yeah, actually, that's surprisingly good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was related to eating honey. Saul had told the whole army,
Yes.
no one can eat anything until we slay these fools, which was not wise.
Yeah, because they were hungry and there was honey everywhere for whatever reason.
For some reason.
Just flowing all around them. Yeah.
Some reason there was honey everywhere and they really wanted it, but they were like, nah, we're not doing that. And so But Jonathan and his boy did.
Just Jonathan, actually.
Oh, okay. And they were going to get in trouble. He was going to get in trouble, but then...
Remember, he had a
but
rod in his
Jonathan
hand?
was great. Yes, some sort of rod.
Some sort of rod was in his hand.
Some sort of rod that took the pronoun of who. That was confusing.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what are we reading today?
Today we're reading just 2 chapters, and this actually might be a shorter episode today. I know last week was also only 2 chapters, and it went quite long.
Yeah,
but this
so
one
who knows?
is 1 Samuel chapters 15 and 16. But they're not as long as the ones were last week. So this should be a reasonable episode.
And while you read...
What are we drinking today?
That's what I was going to say. This is very important. Very important.
I'm having a dark and stormy. I was looking up what drinks could I make with the stuff I had, and all I needed was ginger beer, and I'm having a dark and stormy, and it's delicious. Dark rum with ginger beer.
And that's it?
Sometimes you put soda water or sugar or orange or other things in it. Mine has a little bit of lime, actually. But it's kind of the variations on it. And the ginger beer brand is Gosling's.
Like Ryan?
Like Ryan, exactly. I was like, oh, it's Ryan Gosling's ginger beer. But then also, it has a seal on the front of it,
That's
the animal.
random.
And I'm like, but it's a Gosling. Why is there a seal on the front?
Why is there a seal? Yeah. Why not a little
I have
goosey?
no idea.
A little
Never know.
goosey, baby. Dedeker, what are you drinking?
Well, actually, on brand, I'm also drinking an alcoholic ginger beer.
Oh,
wow.
A Buderim ginger made with fresh Australian ginger juice, and it's quite nice. It doesn't have any animals on the front. It has a hot lady in a sailor outfit, as can be expected.
That's
it's
also
quite
nice.
It's very tasty and refreshing, though. I'm super happy about it.
That sounds great. I'm just having a hazy IPA. Do you know at Trader Joe's you can get individual cans and then make your own 6-pack? It's pretty awesome. Yeah. This is a fun hazy IPA, and it's not very cold, unfortunately. It's a hot day out, and I only got it an hour ago, so it's not cold yet.
Dang it.
But it's okay. We're still going to enjoy it. We're still going to have fun drinking some hot beer with this hot Bible of ours. Okay.
We have a listener in the chat who's talking about drinking peanut butter whiskey. That also sounds great. Sounds fantastic.
Sounds great. All right, everybody. Now it's time to get out your Bibles. Get ready to read along as we start 1 Samuel 15 and 16. We want to remind everybody to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. And with that, we're on to 1 Samuel 15. Samuel said to Saul, oh, get out of my way, free prayer guide. Jeez. Okay, Samuel said to Saul, I'm sorry, it was blocking the entire thing.
They love pop-up ads on this site.
Yes, they really do. They really do. Samuel said to Saul, Yahweh sent me to anoint you to be king over his people, over Israel, : Now, therefore, listen you to the voice of the words of Yahweh. Thus says Yahweh of hosts, I have marked that which Amalek did to Israel, how he set himself against him in the way when he came out of Egypt. Now go and strike Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and don't spare them, but kill both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and donkey. Wow.
Good. Great.
That's rough. They always got to kill the animals along with it. Yeah.
No, I know, which I hate so much. It's like, what did they do? They didn't do anything. Nothing. But neither did the little baby sucklings. So, yeah, it's very upsetting. Saul summoned the people and numbered them in Telium, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. Okay, so this is a lot of people. Again, what do we have to say about this? That like 200,000 is probably not really 200,000?
Yeah, that we think that 1,000... Well, it depends on probably what section of the Bible we're in, but what we found before was that 1,000 probably means like a unit of men or a battalion or a troop. So still, there's a lot, like 200 troops, 200 battalions or whatever. Like that's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. All right. So let's see. So 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. Saul came to the city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. Saul said to the Kenites, who are the Kenites?
Oh, you know, they're married to the Barbieites.
Cool. Yeah.
Good.
Perfect. So Saul said to the Kenites, go, depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, that's it, lest I destroy you with them, for you show kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt.
Okay.
Wait.
So they were...
So...
He's kind of giving them warning, like, hey, get out of here because we're going to kill everyone
that's kind.
here because you were cool to us.
That's
Yeah.
rare.
Interesting. But wait, but I thought God wanted him to kill everyone.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if this is going against Yahweh's desires.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's going to come back to bite him in the ass.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Saul is like showing mercy, which he did before, but yet, like, apparently he's a bad boy. So why? Maybe we'll find out more why Saul is so bad, quote unquote. Okay. So Saul struck the Amalekites from Havilah, I think Havilah, as you go to Shur, that is before Egypt. So like Havilah's on the side as you're driving up to Shur, but before you get to Egypt. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty clear directions. I like that.
Yeah, definitely. He took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and of the oxen and of the fatlings and of the lambs and all that was good, and wouldn't utterly destroy them. But everything that was vile and refuse, that they destroyed utterly.
Nope, that's first mistake.
I think I see where this is going.
Yeah, it's going to be bad news for Saul.
But this wasn't like Saul's doing, was it? Was it just like the people's doing? Or was he like, you know what, we're not going to kill these people because they look
and so
good.
He technically has the power to enforce that if he sees people in his ranks taking stuff, he could still put his foot down and be like, no, we have to kill everything. But either
so he's the bottom line.
He's the bottom
here.
line. Either it was his idea or he didn't stop it from happening. Either way, bad news.
Either way, it's his fault. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah, that's rough. So, but everything that was vile and refuse, that they destroyed utterly. So anything that was like not up to par, they were like, we'll kill you.
They definitely burned all the garbage cans.
Exactly. Yes. All the garbage, they burned it. Then came the word of Yahweh to Samuel, saying, it repents me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he has turned back from following me and has not performed my commandments. Samuel was angry, and he cried to Yahweh all night. I bet he did.
Oh,
yeah.
Jeez. All night long. Wow. So, poor Samuel. He's still a part of this story. He's still alive, even though he was like, I'm so old, blah, blah, blah. But he's not that old, I guess.
He's like the priest through all of this, I think.
Okay.
Supposedly, he wrote this book and the next one, so he's going to be around.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
He didn't
So he's
really.
like-
Like, historians don't actually think that he did, but that was originally kind of how these books were pitched to the publishers, was that these are written by Samuel.
So
That's
we
why
got
they're
this
first
guy
and second
Samuel. He's a great writer. He's not alive anymore, but he wrote these 2 awesome books.
But
It
listen,
was all
listen to
about
me.
him and some guy named Saul.
We have a flawless ghostwriter lined up for this.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So, I see. So a ghostwriter, but then they're going to like say that it was Samuel. But it's
Exactly. Yeah,
not.
we're attributing it to Samuel. Yeah.
That is what a ghostwriter does and is.
Yeah, I got it. I thought that you were implying that Samuel was the ghostwriter. And I'm like, that would be
like-
weird.
Oh.
No.
Like he's the ghost who comes back and writes his own book after he's dead.
Yeah, that would be fun. Or he's like Nicolas Cage in Ghost Rider.
Ghostwriter.
Yes.
Whoa, I mean, that's just a whole other image that we're bringing to this.
Yes, indeed. Nicolas Cage. We should put Nicolas Cage in this film, though. Like in
Oh,
some
right.
just
Shoot, you're
unbelievably
right.
wacky role. Just
Shoot,
unbelievably
okay.
wacky.
There's a
I'm gonna
lot
put
of
him on the
wacky
list.
options to give him, so I think
Yes,
this
I
won't be
know.
hard.
I'm sure there will be. Yes.
We could cast Nicolas Cage in every single role in this film, and it would be a
Please
box
don't.
office hit.
No, actually,
Let's-
that would be really good.
Can you imagine? Okay, let's maybe not
Okay.
do that.
Yeah. Let's continue.
Okay. So Samuel was angry and he cried to Yahweh
Mm.
all night. Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, and it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel. Carmel? Caramel? You say
Carmel.
caramel and I say Carmel. And you say Carmel and I say Carmel. And behold, he set him up a monument and turned and passed on and went down to Gilgal. Okay?
Wait, who?
So
Saul did
Wait,
all
what?
this.
wait, yeah,
I'm
no, Samuel. No, wait, crap. It says Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning,
Right.
and it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, set him up a monument, and turned and passed on and went down to Gilgal. I think it's time for the message.
Okay. The message
We
I
says,
don't
went
know.
a
I don't
long
know.
time. We went a very long time before turning to the message. We should be proud of
It
ourselves.
wasn't
Yeah.
difficult to understand until that point, but yes, now I have no
Okay.
idea what it's saying.
he got up early in the morning to confront Saul, but was told, quote, Saul's gone. He went up to Carmel to set up a victory monument in his own honor, and then was headed for Gilgal, end quote.
Oh.
I feel like the message has really added a little bit of interpretation here. Because,
Some
okay,
shade.
all right, here's my conspiracy theory.
Okay.
At some point, for political reasons, it was decided that we need to make Saul a bad guy. And so that's why we were all taught he's a real bad guy. Because what I'm looking here, it's like he was more merciful than Yahweh
And a
wanted,
lot of people.
right? He was merciful before, too. Like, yes, maybe he's a little bit overambitious sometimes, and he's taken roles away from the priests, like doing the sacrifices on his own, which is not allowed. But I don't know, he doesn't seem that bad. And so, the fact that the message here is like adding in more like, oh, but he set it up in his own honor. I don't know. I don't know. It's my conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
we love
maybe we'll have to
conspiracy
consult.
theories.
I know.
too.
Maybe we'll have to consult like the NIV or something at some point. But yeah, somebody in the chat did just say, oh, wait, he'll get bad soon enough. So I don't know. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so he, apparently set up a monument to himself. Fun. Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said to him, Blessed are you by Yahweh. I have performed the commandment of Yahweh. Samuel said, What means then this bleating of the sheep in my ears and the lowing of the oxen which I hear? Oh, I guess he's saying, like, they're still alive.
Right.
Why
Why
are
are
they
their
alive?
animals alive?
Saul's
Yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
don't look behind the curtain. Like, it's
Yes.
like, no, just all these sheep.
Exactly. Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice to Yahweh your God, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. Do you want to take over here, Jace, or maybe on 17? I'll do one more. One
Okay,
more.
yeah, go for it.
Then Samuel said to Saul, Stay, and I will tell you what Yahweh has said to me this night. He said to him, Say on. And
What a
then...
cliffhanger. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
All right, verse 17. Samuel said, "Though you were little in your own sight, weren't you made head of the tribes of Israel? Yahweh anointed you king over Israel."
See, if it would be ironic if Samuel were saying this to Saul, because Samuel is Yoda, right? And he's a little baby, small boy.
Yes,
But
and he is saying this to Saul, who we have established is tall.
There you go. Exactly.
Right? Which is why part of why we cast Adam Driver in that role. Okay.
Yes.
So, yes, this little Yoda saying to him that you were little in your own sight. Weren't you made the head of the tribes of Israel? Yahweh anointed you king over Israel. And Yahweh sent you on a journey and said, "Go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they are consumed. Why then didn't you obey the voice of Yahweh, but flew on the spoil and did that which was evil in the sight of Yahweh?"
You better have a good answer for this one.
Yeah.
Saul said to Samuel, "Yes, I have obeyed the voice of Yahweh, and have gone the way which Yahweh sent me, and which have brought Agag, the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. But the people took of the spoil sheep and oxen, the chief of the devoted things, to sacrifice to Yahweh your God in Gilgal."
I see. So he's...
Why does he
really
say it
sassing
like
back.
Yahweh's like separate from... He's your God. I'm doing this thing for your God. Isn't it their God?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
like we have some listeners pointing out in the chat, this is some heavy blame shifting of like, it was the people's idea to do it and we were going to sacrifice them anyway. So I'm not in trouble.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, because
But as we established, he's the bottom line.
Well, what's interesting about this story so far to me is the fact that nothing in this is like, and Saul sneakily did this, but when Samuel came up to Saul, Saul's like, "Hey, aren't you proud of me? Like I did the stuff I was supposed to do. It was awesome." And then Samuel's like, "No, you didn't, you dumb kid." Yeah. Okay. In your God in Gilgal, Samuel said, "Has Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of Yahweh?" Okay. "Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to listen than the fat of rams."
Okay.
Like
To listen is better than the fat of okay, yeah.
ram
But
fat?
how...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking Saul's side on this because how are we supposed to know? Because I could just as easily see it being
Right?
Yahweh being like, "Wait, you didn't save a single animal for a sacrifice to thank me for that victory," and then Yahweh's super mad. Like, I feel like you could be in trouble with Yahweh regardless.
I feel like this is setting it up to be like Saul did the wrong thing in this because he did say everyone, all the things, all the kids, all the women, all the children, and all the animals.
Yeah, I mean, someone's pointing out in chat here that this verse is quoted often, basically that like it's better to obey than to do what you think is right. Essentially.
Is that what people say?
Okay.
I mean, because the verse is like, it's better to listen than to suck on some ram fat, right? That's what the verse says.
Is that what they say?
Should we look up
What do
another
people actually
translation?
say when they quote the verse? Because I feel like...
I don't know. Maybe NIV.
So the NIV says, "Does the Lord delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as much as in obeying the Lord? To obey is better than sacrifice.
I don't know. Does he?
And to heed is better than the fat of rams."
I've never heard that quoted to
Okay,
me
I
ever.
guess
Because I feel like if that was quoted
Yeah,
to me
me
as a
neither.
child, I'd be so confused. To be like, what? The fat of rams? What? Why?
though? Okay, it's gonna go on and get more intense here.
Okay.
This is still Samuel talking. "For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as idolatry and teraphim."
Terraforming?
And he's like, "Don't terraform your island in Animal Crossing.
You gotta leave it the way God made it.
What is teraphim?
Aren't they like
Like a terrapin? Like a
some
turtle.
sort of-
It's a kind of turtle. Oh, kind of...
small
Okay.
images or cult objects used as domestic deities or oracles by ancient Semitic peoples, according to dictionary.com.
So it's like these tiny little
okay.
idols. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like a little
Which we've
Buddha
gotten-
statue.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. Yeah, Yahweh probably wouldn't be into that.
Nah.
Okay, so although I guess Buddha didn't exist yet at this point, so we're all
Wait,
right.
really? I thought they all exist.
No,
Oh,
he didn't exist yet.
No, the Buddha was
Do he exist with Jesus?
No, they think he's like 500 years earlier than Jesus.
where were we? For rebellion is the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as idolatry and teraphim. Because you have rejected the word of Yahweh, he has also rejected you from being king.
Whoa. Uh-oh.
No good.
Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned? For I have transgressed the commandment of Yahweh and your words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. Now, therefore, please pardon my sin and turn again with me, that I may worship Yahweh. Okay, so he's trying to like atone and be like, oh, shoot, I screwed up.
Yeah.
Samuel said to Saul, I will not return with you, for you have rejected the words of Yahweh, and Yahweh has rejected you from being king over Israel.
What?
As Samuel
Wait, did he say
turned-
this?
He said, yeah, he said this to Saul. He's like, no, you're out. You're out. Now, get this. As Samuel turned about to go away, Saul laid hold on the skirt of his robe, and it tore.
Okay, hang on. Hold on.
So he grabbed his
Samuel-
robe and he
Samuel's
was
robe.
like, I hate
Yeah.
your robe. It's the worst. And then he like
Is this like
tore it.
Joseph?
He's like, and that too. Okay.
Is it like Joseph and Potiphar's wife, where Potiphar's wife is like, come here, and Joseph's like, no,
And pulls off
and
his-
rips off his
yeah.
robe?
And then they start singing, and violet and lilac and chartreuse and whatever.
Right. So, okay. So Samuel just like turns about to walk away, and Saul's trying to grab after him, and it tears his robe. And then Samuel said to him, Yahweh has torn the kingdom of Israel from you this day, and has given it to a neighbor of yours who is better than you.
Oh,
Whoa.
jeez.
Goodness.
Also,
Dang.
the strength of Israel will not lie nor repent, for he is not a man that he should repent.
Who isn't? God isn't?
Israel. Also, the
wait.
this is capitalized strength of Israel. I think that means Yahweh. I think this is another way of saying Yahweh.
Okay.
Anyone else have guesses
Okay.
about this? Should I look it up?
Sure.
Strength of Israel, verse 29. Verse 29 in the NIV is, he who is the glory of Israel does not lie or change his mind, for he's not a human being that he should change his mind.
So, okay,
I think it's saying Yahweh.
Okay.
I want to rewind the tape back to the robe. Saul ripped Samuel's
okay.
robe. Samuel ripped his own robe. Saul ripped his own robe. Samuel ripped Saul's. I'm confused. I got confused about the order of events.
Saul ripped Samuel's robe.
off of him, or just ripped
Yeah,
it?
correct. Just ripped
He
a piece
grabbed
off.
it.
Or just a little piece.
And then he was like, oh, crap. I ripped your robe. Whoops, man. Here you go. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, he didn't rip it off of him, so it's not like Joseph and
oh,
Potiphar's
dang it.
wife.
Okay.
Right.
Wait,
And
did Potiphar want Joseph's robe?
No.
No. Potiphar's wife wanted Joseph's body. And when he tried to run away from her, she grabbed his
Oh, did
cloak
she?
off.
Yes, she did. She wanted to have sex
and
with
she
him.
grabbed his cloak off. Yeah. No, like
Cool.
we're not even.
I
This is
forgot
not
about
even
this.
us putting innuendo into the Bible. This is literally the story as it was told.
She was like, you're hot. I'm going to take this robe off of you. And then it.
Well, he ran away.
Okay.
So
But that's
she
not
got
what's
the
happening
robe,
here.
and
Oh,
then
okay.
she then later used the robe when her husband came home to be like, he tried to rape me, and then he tried to run away, but like I got his robe or something like that.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, she wanted what was under that robe. Yes.
So back to the story at
Okay.
hand here.
Please. By all means. Sorry. Non-sequitur.
Okay. So, right. He's not a man that should repent. Okay, yeah, that confusing thing about the strength of Israel will not lie nor repent, for he's not a man that he should repent. I guess talking about
Okay.
Yahweh.
Cool.
Then he said, I think this is now Saul saying, I have sinned, yet honor me now, please, before the elders of my people and before Israel, and turn again with me that I may worship Yahweh your God. So Samuel turned again after Saul, and Saul worshiped Yahweh. Oh, he talked him into it.
Oh, that was Okay.
Do you think
Right,
He
so
was
he said,
so
like,
like,
no,
no,
turn with
and
me.
then he's like,
and
sure.
Samuel's like, no way, starts walking away. He tears his robe and he gives him the speech about this being taken from you and given to someone better than you. And then Saul again is like, please, like, turn with me so that I can worship Yahweh your God. And then he does. And then Samuel's like, okay.
he's like,
That was
Okay,
anticlimactic.
well, I don't know. Maybe Samuel's like, this is my
Right.
only robe. I can't stand to have this guy tearing it again and tearing it to shreds.
Okay,
Better give him
maybe.
what he wants.
Okay. Get away from the robe, but sure,
Yeah.
you can be in with the crowd. Okay.
Okay, and Saul worshipped Yahweh. Then said Samuel, bring you here to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites.
Oh boy.
Agag,
Okay, hang on. Hold on.
Came to him-
Pause. Any bet? Can we take any bets
gonna
from the
predict
two of
something?
you? And I also want to hear from our people in the chat, our listeners in the chat. Any bets on what's going to happen to Agag
Mm-hmm.
now?
He's gonna super die.
Yes, but I want more descriptions.
Brutal.
I want more specifics.
okay.
They're gonna rip him from limb to limb. I
So
don't
that's
know.
not a good. That's not. A,
Cut off his
Something
toes.
horribly violent.
yeah. So people are saying edge of the sword, off with his head.
Edge of the sword is, yeah.
I'm gonna put in a pillar of salt. Good guess. I'm gonna put a hanging.
Oh, he's gonna hang. Do people
Hanging,
get
okay.
hanged?
I don't know. I'll just.
Or have anyone?
We've had bodies.
What do you think?
There are laws around hanging up bodies for people to see, essentially, but then they had to be taken.
Yeah,
by
but you have to
sundown.
take them down before nighttime because it's too spooky. Yeah. I'm the one reading it, so I see what
Okay.
happens next. So I can't make
all right,
a guess
all right,
here.
fine.
Okay, here we go. Then said Samuel, bring me here Agag, the king of the Amalekites. Agag came to him cheerfully.
Oh, good.
Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past.
Doubtful, very doubtful.
Samuel said, as your sword has made women childless, so shall your mother be childless among women.
What?
Samuel hewed Agag in
Samuel
pieces
did it.
before Yahweh in Gilgal.
Called it.
Samuel did it.
Called it. Oh, but wow, he can do that?
Well, we've seen
Goodness.
Yoda do all his like flips and
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
You're
think
right.
Emily-
in Clone Wars.
And I guess it's fairly easy with the lightsaber.
I didn't think that
Right,
Emily was
right.
asking, can he physically do that? But like, can he legally do that as a priest?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I don't think that's.
No, I guess I don't
Yeah, I
recall
don't
any
think
specific
that's-
law
huh.
that says that the priest can't kill anybody. But geez, I guess they are probably.
I don't think there's
It's
any
just
kind of
surprising that he
I
non-violent.
guess they're
would.
probably doing sacrifices
Yeah.
all the time. So
Yeah, but that's
Right.
on animals, which to me is still the same thing, but or
Right.
similar, but not Not
Yeah.
to
Jeez.
them. I'm
So
surprised.
Samuel hewed Agag
poor
in
Agag
pieces
sitting there with a
before Yahweh.
big old dumb smile on his face, all cheerful.
He's like the scariness is past. We're
Aw.
good. What do y'all need? What do you guys need?
Yeah.
Dead.
Then I'm almost to the end here. Then Samuel went to Ramah, and Saul went up to his house to Gibeah of Saul. Okay. Then Saul went up to his house to Gibeah of Saul. Okay.
Cool.
Samuel came no more to see Saul until the day of his death. For Samuel mourned for Saul, and Yahweh repented that he had made Saul king over Israel. That's the end.
Wait,
of that
That's
chapter.
it? So wait a minute. Everyone in the chat was like, oh, he's going to do some bad stuff. And I'm like,
Well, Saul's going to be
Where?
around for a while longer. There's still time for him to.
oh, but I thought he died.
No, this is just saying like and setting up, and Samuel never saw him again until he
Oh.
died. But he's not dead yet.
Oh, okay.
Just they broke up.
Okay.
They broke up.
Yeah. It is sort of like he changed his mind though, where he's like, okay, fine, I'll side with you and help you out. And then he's like, actually, never mind. I can't deal with this kid. I'm out.
I hate this
guess.
guy.
Yeah. Wow. Well, before we move on, Jace, can you tell our listeners about our Patreon? Okay. All right. Okay. Just pumping myself up here.
Just getting
Oh, yeah,
ready.
Getting ready.
Getting emotionally ready for this.
Right.
I'm getting ready. Okay, so this is 1 Samuel 16. Yahweh said to Samuel, "How long will you mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from being king over Israel?" So Yahweh's already like, Samuel, get over it. Just,
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah, he's seriously get
It's
over
done.
it. Wow.
Okay. Fill your horn with oil and go. I will send you to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me
Of Jesse's line, the crown?
Yes.
I think so, yeah. This is that
It
Jesse,
is.
yeah.
That self-same Jesse.
Sorry, that's a... Yes, it's a Christmas Carol. And no, whenever I ask, I'm like, what is that talking about? Everyone's like, even the super Christian people that I carol
really?
with, they're like, nah.
Even the
Yeah,
Christians
a lot of
didn't
them
know?
don't know who Jesse is.
Wow.
Yeah, I think some of them don't know. But there he is.
Yes.
Jesse.
Okay. I will send.
Lowhower Rose. Great carol.
I will send
Okay.
you to Jesse.
Continue.
I will send you to Jesse, the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons. Ooh, exciting. Samuel said, "How can I go? If Saul hear it, he will kill me." I guess that's a valid concern.
What?
Whoa, I don't think it is, but
Wait, because Saul's so angry at him? Something?
Maybe
if anything,
Saul
we've seen that
knows-
Saul's weakness is like, well, I guess he did threaten to kill his own son. Yeah, I guess he's real back and forth. He's hard to pin down.
Yeah, he's a loose
Yeah.
cannon. No, I guess yeah, I think it makes sense that,
Okay,
especially
all right.
since Saul is the king, that it's like if he knows that Samuel is taking concrete steps to replace him, he's gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yahweh said, "Take a heifer with you and say, I am come to sacrifice to Yahweh. Call Jesse to the sacrifice, and I will show you what you shall do, and you shall anoint to me him whom I name to you." So Yahweh's given him an
Ooh,
alibi.
is Jesse going to be the next? Is he going to be the next president? The next king?
No, he said, "I've provided me a king among his sons."
Oh, which is Jesus?
Okay, we're
Not now, but like later. Is that why the Christmas Carol is there?
Technically, yes, because
Okay,
Jesus is
cool. Thanks. I just wanted that confirmation.
Jesus is supposedly descended from the line from Jesse. That's why, from Jesse's line, the crown.
Jesse's line the
Yes.
crown. Cool.
This is going to be a different king,
Got
though.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not Jesus yet.
Oh, damn.
Yes. Okay.
Well, no, obviously, I know we're not there for like another 2 years, at least.
So, okay. So Yahweh's given him an alibi. Samuel did that which Yahweh spoke and came to Bethlehem. The elders of the city came to meet him trembling and said, "Come you peaceably?" Why are they scared of him, you think?
Nah.
Oh, is it because it's Samuel and he's like a big old badass priest, and they're like, "Oh gosh, if the big old badass priest is here, that means something bad is going down."
It's because he's Yoda dragging his lightsaber with the pieces, the hacked pieces of Agog or Amalek or whoever that was. Agog?
Yeah, they heard about him
Agag.
hacking Agog to pieces, and they're like, oh dear.
Oh no.
Yeah, I would be scared too.
He said, "Peaceably, I am come to sacrifice to Yahweh. Sanctify yourselves and come with me to the sacrifice." He sanctified Jesse and his sons and called them to the sacrifice. It happened, when they had come, that he looked at Eliab and said, "Surely Yahweh's anointed is before him." Okay, so I think, okay.
What?
That was very confusing.
This is what's okay. I think what's
Yeah,
happening.
I don't know what you just
I think
said.
what's happening. Okay, Samuel has been given his instructions to like call a sacrifice, call Jesse and his family, and then Yahweh's going to tell him what to do next. And I think he's called them to the sacrifice, and Samuel's kind of like scanning all of Jesse's sons, and I think being like, who's the tallest and handsomest? Ooh, this one. Oh, that's got to be the one. That's
see.
got to be the one. I think that's what's happening.
Okay.
Okay, he looked at Eliab and
Okay,
said, "Surely
interesting.
Yahweh's anointed is before him." But Yahweh said to Samuel, oh God, but Yahweh said to Samuel, "Don't look on his face or on the height of his stature, because
Oh, so the opposite of what you were saying.
He's like, we went for a tall one last time, and it's no good.
You know what? Adam Driver is like about as good as you can get. Let's not do that again, okay?
because I have
He's a hot boy right now.
because I have rejected him. For Yahweh sees not as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but Yahweh looks at the heart." I feel like that's one that's been quoted a lot. I feel like
Yeah.
I've heard some variation of that. Yeah.
That-
Which is,
that
it's
the-
a nice sentiment, you know? It's
Yeah.
a nice
Yeah,
sentiment.
don't just
God
go
doesn't look
for-
at appearances.
The hot people in your life, like, go for what's on the inside.
Exactly.
And specifically, the inside trait we're looking for is unquestioning obedience.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's the most important thing for sure.
over hotness. Hotness is a bonus. You know, it's just a little fun extra.
Right. Yeah. If we can get it, it's cool, but we don't need it.
Okay, then Jesse called Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel. He said, "Neither has Yahweh chosen this." Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wait, what?
This is his dad?
Wait,
this is Jesse saying
Jesse,
this about
what?
his own son?
No, I don't know. It just says, I think it's...
He's like, Yahweh's not going to like this
I
one.
think it's Samuel. No, I think it's
Oh, I
Samuel.
see.
I
Okay.
think it's just a weird translation that I think in normal English it would be like, no, Yahweh's not chosen this guy. But the fact that in this translation it's like, he hasn't chosen this. Like all this going on. No.
This?
Nope.
He's not going to like that one bit.
As someone said in the
Okay.
chat, swipe left. Okay.
Yeah,
then,
there you go.
Then Jesse
Exactly.
made Shammah to pass by. He said, "Neither has Yahweh chosen this." Oh.
Wait, when they say like pass by, I feel like it's
Yeah,
a pageant.
totally.
Like all of the brothers are lined up and then they're like doing their walk in, their
They're voguing.
bikinis and they're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, what do you think? What do you
Yeah.
think?" And apparently they're not impressed
Right.
at
Not
this
chosen
point.
this. Okay. Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before Samuel. Samuel said to Jesse, "Yahweh has not chosen these."
Oh boy.
Ugh. Samuel said to Jesse, "Are here all your children?"
You sure you don't have any more? Because yikes, not impressed. Okay.
He said, "There remains yet the youngest, and behold, he is keeping the sheep."
Oh, it's always
like-
the
That is a theme.
youngest, or like the
Right.
second youngest in
That
terms
is a
of
recurring
Joseph.
theme.
Then
Can
Yeah,
I
he's the
so
youngest.
he's-
can I read you the message version of this
Oh, yeah.
passage that just happened here?
Please.
So yeah,
please.
he said God hasn't chosen any of these. Then he asked Jesse, "Is this it? Are there no more sons?" Well, yes, there's the runt, but he's out tending the sheep.
Oh, the runt.
Right?
Jeez, Jesse.
The runt?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it's a little kitten. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's out keeping the sheep. Samuel said to Jesse, "Send and get him, for we will not sit down until he come here." He sent and
We're gonna keep standing.
and brought him in. Now he was ruddy, and
Ruddy?
with all. So
Like
just,
he had a lot of like
just-
dirt on
just
his
let me finish
face.
the sentence. He was ruddy, and withal of a beautiful face and goodly to look on.
Oh, okay.
So okay,
we're saying like
okay. So he was like a strapping young
Right.
gent who like happened to be, I don't know, shoveling something and got a bunch of dirt on
But it
his
was like,
face.
but in a hot
But he
way,
was
kind of like
glistening
a
also.
like a ranch hand who's like all sweaty and has come in from his day working on. He's got his
Yeah,
shirt
exactly.
off and he's glistening and kind of dirty. Just like, oh, sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't-
he has
I
the
didn't get a chance
overalls
to clean
on,
up
but no
before-
shirt underneath it.
before you called me in.
I love how just a moment ago we were talking about how like appearances don't matter. It's what's inside that counts. And then
But let's talk
then
about
let's talk
how he
hot
looked.
this guy is. It's like in the
Damn.
movies when like the hot woman character just like has glasses and her hair up, but
Oh,
she's
yeah.
actually and we're
Yeah.
pretending that she's unattractive and nerdy, and it's like no,
she's
no
quirky.
one in this right.
She's
Totally
quirky.
not.
Guys don't want to be with her. I mean, too bad it's Anne
Wow.
Hathaway, and that's what she looks like. But
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
yeah, people in the chat are
Exactly.
asking who we're casting as David, and it's very early. We still need to.
Wait, this is David?
Well,
Nobody
yeah,
told me that.
Chat, just calm down. Emily, don't look at it. Let's keep going. We'll get there in a second, I think.
Okay, all right. Anyway, a hot boy, a very hot
boy,
farmer
hot,
boy.
ruddy boy.
Okay. Yahweh said, "Arise, anoint him, for this is he." Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brothers. Awkward.
Just like threw that oil all over him so he was even ruddier and even oilier.
And the spirit of Yahweh came mightily on David from that day forward. Okay, now we get the name drop.
Oh, and that was
The spirit of
that's David.
Yahweh. That's
Okay.
David. Yes.
Someone's Someone's
came
trying to
mightily.
shame us in the chat, saying that David is 8 years old now. That has not been explained to us anywhere in this story. So we're going to cast
there's no way
someone.
for us to know that. I think we need to wait at least until maybe the next couple chapters before making final casting decisions, because like this is someone who's going to be with us for a long time. David's going to be around a long time.
Can it be a young Devon Sawa, like in Casper?
Jeez.
Can it be?
Okay, no,
Maybe right
I
now
mean,
it could be.
No,
No.
I'm just saying, like,
I know.
when I was a child, I was super into him, and I was like, yes, that guy. And so, like, I'm saying we could cast him as every young girl's fantasy. And young men, young anyone,
Yes.
any person.
However, I want to put my foot down here about we cannot time travel for our casting. We can cast.
All right, you're right.
We can cast.
It's got to be
other
current.
characters, other intellectual property as actors like Yoda or Baby Yoda or Detective Pikachu.
Okay,
but we can't time
yeah.
travel the actors unless we're willing to go the deep fake route, and we've already established we don't want to do that.
Those rules sound just as arbitrary as most of
Okay.
Leviticus, so I guess we'll go along with it.
Okay. But
Okay.
wait, so sorry. So this is David.
This is David.
I think we're going to get to cast a few people as David, though, because if he is a young lad here, he's going to grow up. Remember how, like, Moses started out as Benedict
Was a
Cumberbatch
kid.
and
A
then ended up
baby.
as Christopher
True.
Plummer,
That's true. That is
right?
true.
So
We did do that.
we'll probably get, I would say, 3 castings out of this. We'll have the young one, the sort of, hot youngish one, hot youngish, middle-aged-ish one, and then we'll have the older version, probably. I don't know for sure, but
Where was I? All right, so Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. Now the Spirit of Yahweh departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from Yahweh troubled him. Goodness.
Whoa, what?
Wait. There was a piece of Yahweh in Saul.
I think that's kind
this
of like
whole
the blessing
time?
of Yahweh. Because bear in mind that we're also at a time, something that's been repeated in many cultures where we kind of equate our kings as having divine providence and divine power, and like whatever they decide is in line with whatever God wants for us. And so I feel like it's kind of following that narrative of like, oh no, Yahweh's divine providence and decision-making power is on David now, not on Saul. And instead,
Okay.
I guess Yahweh sends out evil spirits to trouble people. That wasn't in our canon.
Yeah, right. That
Yeah.
Yahweh has evil spirits to send out. This is a twist. We're getting a new dimension, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Evil spirit from Yahweh troubled him. Saul's servant said to him, "See now, an evil spirit from God troubles you. Let our Lord now command your servants who are before you to seek out a man who is a skillful player on the harp. And it shall happen, when the evil spirit from God is on you, that he shall play with his hand, and you shall be well."
Okay.
Oh, so
Okay.
he's like a very accomplished harp player? Is it the lyre back
I
then?
I
Just
guess
the harp.
so. Yeah, there's probably variations on it.
Did they have like huge? Can you imagine like they're out in the middle of the desert and they have just like a gigantic harp randomly? Like I don't know. I that's some suspension of disbelief right there for me.
Saul said to his servants, "Provide me now a man who can play well, and bring him to me." Then answered one of the young men, and said, "Behold, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, who is skillful in playing, a mighty man of valor, and a man of war, and prudent in speech, and a comely person, and Yahweh is with him." What a resume.
And this is David. So I'm sorry, if it's David, then he must be older than an 8-year-old.
You don't think
if he's already
you don't
been
think
at
an 8-year-old
war,
can
right?
be a man of war?
We also don't know how much time has gone by.
I certainly hope
That's
not.
true.
No, but they talk about that though, that like the kids can't be in war until much later, right? Don't they do that in much earlier chapters?
But as Jason
Didn't
was
we
saying,
talk
we
about
don't know
that
how
in
much
one of
time
the
has
books?
passed. Like Samuel could have blessed David, and then 20
Okay.
years go by, and David still is out with the sheep and playing the harp.
Oh.
But yeah,
Right.
that's not
Yeah,
clear.
that's true. Actually, that
Okay.
would make sense if he blessed him when he was like a younger kid, which is why which is why Jesse didn't bring him out, because he's like, we're looking for like someone to anoint as a king. Like, clearly it's not going to be this tiny little boy, but he doesn't realize this isn't going to happen till later. And yes, someone did point out in the chat,
Okay.
I remember it before it was 20, was when they were doing the censuses, that 20 was the age of
the
serving
cutoff
in the
age.
military,
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So maybe by this time he has served in the military.
Yeah.
So
cool.
So now this is our next
Cool.
casting. We've already had 2 castings of David.
Okay. Therefore, Saul sent messengers to Jesse and said, "Send me David your son, who is with the sheep." Jesse took a donkey laden with bread and a bottle of wine and a kid and sent them by David his son to Saul. David came to Saul and stood before him, and he loved him greatly, and he became his armor bearer. Wow, what an escalation of a relationship.
The armor bearers have to really
Is
love
armor
these
bearer a
people.
euphemism?
They
Is that like a
really-
relationship title that...
I don't know. Oh.
Because we did pick up on some like a very close relationship with Jonathan and his armor bearer, and
We
now
did.
his father Saul has
Yes.
taken this young strapping lad as his armor bearer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Cool.
Okay. Saul sent to Jesse, saying, "Please let David stand before me, for he has found favor in my sight." Wow, it's just like love at first sight for young strapping David.
Yeah. All right.
It
Yes.
happened when the evil spirit from God was on Saul that David took the harp and played with his hand. So Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him.
Right. Played the harp with his hand. I thought it was just sort of like
Yes.
caressing
No.
his hand. I
No.
was like, wait, what? What happened?
Give him a nice little hand massage.
Yeah.
That's the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what? That was like very brief and
Could you-
very quick.
Could you read
Okay.
that last verse again, but like make it feel like an ending?
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me.
Come on, Dedeker.
I already was skipping ahead to the next chapter to see what was going to happen. Okay.
Oh, stop it. No.
All right. It happened when the spirit from God was on Saul that David took the harp and played with his hand. And so Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him. The end.
Wow.
Yes, of
the
the
chapter.
chapter. Wow. Well, we got introduction of David. Very, very exciting.
Yes. And I've heard so much about this guy, and now we met, and that's cool. I'm excited to see what happens with him because, yes, again with Saul, I heard that he was a very bad king and that David's a very good king, but I didn't think Saul was that bad of a king. I guess he just disobeyed God, and then he just had like a weird bad spirit.
I wrote that
in
down.
him for
I
a
want to look
while.
up that evil spirit thing for the bonus because, as you know, some people point out, is that some kind of mental illness that came on him? Was it age? Was it depression? Was it being too stressed out? Was it straight up an evil spirit? Like, we don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. We'll look that one up. That'll be interesting to look at for bonus. We'll try to figure out how old David was in that first scene, although I'm not sure how much it matters because it's just that first little scene. It's maybe more like he's a good-looking little kid. And then later he's hot when he's playing the harp when he's a little bit older. So, you know, we'll see how it is.
I feel like he's Link, like Link
It's like Link and Ganondorf.
from Legend of Zelda. He could be young Link.
I see.
Yeah, well, young Link, and then adult
There's
Link,
young Link, and there's
then
sexy Link.
Sexy
this
Link,
is-
who shows up to play the ocarina for
Well,
Ganon
no, whenever
he wants.
wait, who's
In
is
my
Saul
mind,
Ganon?
yes.
This version,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, goodness, I see, and that's really putting like a lot of like that Saul is a really bad guy
Right.
on that. And I don't know. I didn't get that from him, but maybe I should be looking in
we'll
some
get there.
other
Again,
realm.
Saul's going to be around for a while.
of
We still got more
existence.
story on him.
Yeah, there's more Saul to come. I'm
Yeah.
actually, though, I do think that, okay, think about a show like Breaking Bad, where sort of the whole arc is we meet this guy who is in kind of a bad circumstance, is like trying to do his best, and then through this series of choices over several seasons kind of ends up being sort of a villain, and we kind of go along with him for the ride and are sort of, it's kind of this very interesting like character study. I could see making a show or a movie about Saul, like real life. I actually think this would be a really interesting movie or a show, following something similar with Saul, of like how you can go from being this guy who's like, I'm from like the least of all of the houses of Benjamin, who's the least of all the tribes of Israel, and now I'm being told that I'm going to be the king, and I come along and like try to be compassionate, and and sort of his weird choices and things he struggles with along the way to eventually, and we'll get more of the story. But I think it could actually be a really cool thing to explore.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find a title for it other than Better Call Saul is the thing.
That's
Better
true.
King Saul.
Better King Saul. I like that.
That's cute. That's cute. Better King Saul, worse King
Emily,
Saul.
what do you think is going to happen next time?
I think that David is going to find a guy named Goliath, and he's going to
him and
fight him. I don't know. I don't even know why that happened. I just know that Goliath is a big boy. And then, and he takes him down, and because David's awesome in some way. Other than just being, a strapping young gent.
And a good harp player, we've learned now.
Yes, yeah. This like medieval, not even medieval, gosh, what is this? This isn't medieval times. This is even way before that.
Well before that, yeah.
Yeah, so this like crazy looking harp that's really, really old. I wonder what harps looked like back then. I'd be interested to
I'll
look
make a
up
note
for the
of that.
bonus.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make a note of old ass
Thank you.
harps
Yes.
and what they looked like.
That's good. Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoyed the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Dedeker Winston, Emily Matlack, and me, Jace Lindgren. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.